Sometimes living on a boat is all about waiting for spare parts, waiting for things to be fixed and waiting for deliveries. You'll see that in this week's episode. So the question is, what do we do to kill time when we're waiting? Well, we've decided to go off for a few days. The autopilot is in the hospital. The outboard is also in the hospital. Both are being looked at. We've got updates on the outboard. They've sent pictures of a very poorly looking outboard, but they say they can fix it, so we're leaving it with them. The autopilot, we're left with Hendro. I think he's got to soak various bits in diesel before he can start cracking open the nut, but I'm leaving that with him because he feels confident that he can fix that too. So in the meantime, we thought we would just get off that rolling mooring and just head round to... my coffee's ready. Oh, coffee.
Boiling over.
Coffee. Oh no.
It will have boiled all over now.
Sorry about that. So yes, we are just literally going around the corner. We're going to go to Senggigi. Now this is a beach that we have visited by road. But it is a popular spot for people to stop at when they head down south towards those southern gillies. So we're just going to go there, and in fact it could be quite a good spot to pick up the outboard once it's been fixed, because we'll be that much closer to the outboard hospital, which is good. Also, our agent lives in the area as well, and that's the other reason why we're here, is just to get her official letter of confirmation that we are here, and we may need the original letter rather than a photocopy, so we need to get that off of her as well. But yeah, here we are. Flat, of course. The only wind is what we're creating. Any wind that does come is going to be coming from over there, so by the time we go around the corner, I doubt there's going to be any wind there either. But you just never know, do you? Never know. Hello, we are off again. So we've just been in Senggigi for a couple of days. There's nothing really to report here. Senggigi was one of the tourist spots, and in fact there's some nice resorts, there's some lovely restaurants on the main road and also on the beach. However, partly due to COVID and also because of this new push to drive Kuta in the south of Lombok to be the new tourist destination, Senggigi unfortunately has suffered, and it's a little bit of a ghost town, which is a real shame because it's a nice spot. The only thing is the hawkers on the beach can be persistent and annoying, and the jet skis were so bad. I actually went and had a word with the hotel who operate the jet skis, but you know, it's a nice stop, and you can get Western dishes if that's what you want. There's a supermarket just across the road which is extremely expensive, but you can get all the cheeses that you want there. We didn't, because it's just so overpriced. It's actually cheaper to get a taxi into town. We've just been eating dragon fruit. That is our new breakfast. Dragon fruit comes in two different flavours or colours. There's the white one, but the really tasty one is a red. It's like a beetroot red, and it's got this extremely sort of earthy yet sweet taste to it, and an amazing texture that literally just melts in the mouth. And this has become our new breakfast. If ever you get a chance to try a red dragon fruit, they're just amazing. So we're waiting for the autopilot, which is in the hands of Hendro. I got a one sentence update from him yesterday which indicates it's going to be a while yet. So we are going to head back down south, and Ollie and his guests are also going to be coming along as well. Well, it didn't take long to get all the sails out, which is great. It almost feels like a regatta or a race here, because we've got all the fishing boats coming back in from their night's fishing. They are all sailing, and they're sailing pretty fast as well. Unfortunately, their sails are so big, probably half of them can't see us approaching them. So we're weaving in and out of them. Liz is on the helm, just picking our spots to work our way through. Way! And that was a big tuna or something jumping, a mackerel jumping clear out the water.
So as we were belting down, there were boats in all directions. An enormous fish jumped out of the water. It looked like a mackerel to me. I've got to say it was this big, but it was a big fish. So Yabu sucks to everybody who says there's no fish around here, because there are fish. There are definitely fish. It's just that we yachties are crap at catching them. I haven't had a line out all day because I was helming. I've just put it out. I think it's probably too late. Obviously the fishing is all done at night here, and they all come back laden with fish. So yeah, obviously the stocks are depleted, but there are big fish here and they are to be had. I will keep trying. So I've been helming most of the day, which is unusual. It's normally Jamie. It's been great fun. All these little fishing boats, all with their sails full out, whizzing past us. We did all the manoeuvring because it's only fair, and went round the back of them. It was easy, easy, easy. So that was good fun. Enjoyed that, and we got some good speed. 6.5, late 6s, good speed. Got all 4 sails out. So that's all been great. Problem is that we're now sailing with the wind. We're using the wind rather than any kind of chart, and it's going to take us further west than we originally thought. So we might well end up, oh, going to bring us round a bit. We might well end up in Asahan. So the joy of doing this is that you're just using the wind, just sailing, and then you see where you end up. It doesn't really matter where we end up. At the moment we've got, what does it say here? We've got 7 knots, just 7 knots of wind. It's coming from this direction, so it's close haul, which is Esther's favourite point of sail. She loves it. And we're making between 4.5 and 5 knots. No need to put the engine on with this kind of speed. It's brilliant.
Look who's come out to play. It's the Kraken. The wind speed has dropped right down to about 4 knots now, so we really weren't making much progress. We've got half a knot of current with us, which is good, but it's about time we got her out, don't you think? Unfortunately, the coloured pattern's on the other side, so hopefully Ollie's getting a nice view of this. And we've got another boat coming up from Asahan or Gili Gede. Could be a boat that we know. How exciting! Woohoo! We've had a nice few days anchored just off of Gili Asahan, and this time we actually went to the Pearl Resort where they have planted their own coral reef system, and it's looking quite vibrant actually. They've done a really good job. Well, you've probably heard the old adage that boat ownership is fixing boats in exotic locations. Here I am in an exotic location on this beautiful sandy beach, young bikini clad ladies frolicking in the water, palm fringe shores, all that. And I've got my tin of cement here because I'm actually fixing the dinghy. And what better place to fix it than ashore on the wonderful island of Asahan, which you know, we've introduced you to Asahan before. But basically what's happened is that the front handle on the dinghy has ripped a little, and this handle is essential for pulling the dinghy up onto the beach. So I've got my cement, which I had to import, and just gluing it up now. I'm hoping that this will fix it in the short term at least, because this is the only way we can get the dinghy ashore. we are just going to go around to somewhere near Gili Gede, maybe anchor off the east coast, not sure. But yeah, just blow away the cobwebs. I think the journey is going to last all of 1 hour. We're just rounding the northern tip of Gili Gede. And behind me is a resort that was closed when we were last here because it was out of season. It looks like it's now open. Yours for the princely sum of $590 a night. Upwards of $590. If you go through Expedia, it's $630 a night. It's Villa Salalu, according to my research assistant. And yeah, it's looking open. So if you fancy a cheap holiday, that's the place to go. Liz tells me there's no hot tub or gym, but there is laundry and there's free parking. I don't know what that means because it's on the tip of the island, and in fact this is an extremely exclusive resort, obviously, for that kind of price. The northern part of Gili Gede, if you look at it on Google Maps or on Google Earth, you will see that this is almost a separate bit to the island. And as I understand it, it's private property, so we're not even allowed to walk around there. But at $630 a night, I don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon.
Oh, sun's bright. I'm going to have to put these on, sorry about that. We've had a few lovely days in Gili Asahan, one of our favourite places in the entire world. But we thought we'd move on a bit, just to, change it up a bit. We're waiting for parts and bits and bobs, so there's fewer places I prefer to wait than here. So the idea this morning was we would go out and we would play around with the Kraken with our Code Zero. But there's no wind, Jamie tells me. It is a bit windy, but I think it's the wind we're making ourselves. So we're just going to motor, and while we motor, top up the batteries and top up the water around to Gili Gede, our other favourite island. A bit more goes on at Gili Gede. More walks, more villages, more people. So yeah, looking forward to that, and having maybe some very nice vegetarian food there because our favourite restaurant, High Dive, is going to be quite close to where we're anchoring. We hope. Let us see. After years of dynamite fishing was outlawed by Indonesia in 2004, the reefs around Gili Gede started to grow again. But the authorities were slow to police the crime, so occasional bombing continued until the Coral Reef Rehabilitation and Management Programme slowly took hold. Then during lockdown, fishers desperately trying to feed their families began using dynamite again, and swathes of wasted reefs and rubble coral appeared along the coast. Now the world's on its way back to normal, and believe it or not, so are the reefs. With initiatives from Bali to Komodo encouraging the fishing trade to revert to more traditional forms of fishing, the news is hopeful. Here at High Dive Resort, just like the Pearl Resort on Gili Asahan, they've been planting coral beds, and it's encouraging to see the new growth. As cruisers, we're used to checking what's going on beneath us before dropping the anchor. The seabed could be a new or even an established coral garden. But it's not just coral we need to be looking out for. Did you know that 1 square metre of seagrass can generate 10 litres of oxygen every day? Some of these meadows of seagrass are so large they can be identified from space, and that's a lot of oxygen. Seagrass also keeps our oceans clean, clear and healthy, and provides a home for thousands of marine species like shellfish, seahorses, manatees, dugongs and sea turtles. So next time you're looking for a good spot to drop the hook,
Don't just check for coral, think about seagrasses too. All too often, those super habitats are ripped up by inappropriate moorings, anchors, and boat propellers. The staff at High Dive, many of them ex-fishermen, are rightly proud of the living reef they're helping to develop. And it was an unexpected highlight to snorkel through the healthy seagrass right on the resort's doorstep.